Hello, I'm Ariana Soul, and I'd like to speak with you a little bit about fear, our nervous systems, and how important you are to the whole, and why it's so important for you to feel good, for you to feel empowered, for you to feel connected to something greater than yourself. I'd like to offer you some ways that you can access your power and remember your brilliance anytime you forget. Ways that you can come back to the present moment and the truth of your being. So today, scientists have predicted that by 2048, there will be no fish in the ocean. There have been 5 massive extinctions on the planet. The last one was the dinosaurs, and each time this has happened, all life has been wiped out. We've been able to measure the rate at which species die, and right now, from 1970 to now, there is about 2/3 left of the wildlife that was available at that time and alive. So the rate at which animals are becoming extinct and the mass fear in our culture, the imprints of the possibility of war and violence that are on the news, you look at the news for 2 seconds and that is enough of a reason to feel fear running through your entire body-mind. And the fear of our demise, we are all experiencing this deep sadness. Because we're all connected, we are all one body, really. We're all a cell within the body of humanity. We are not individuals. We are a community of 50 trillion cells, each one of us. And health is when those cells are living in harmony, and disease is when those cells are not living in harmony. And those are indicators. Health and disease are indicators of the community within our physical bodies and how well they're communicating. And then we also have the body of humanity, which involves all of us. And in physics, this is called the field. The field is really the scientific explanation for the spiritual unity that enlightened beings and beautiful, kind sages have known for thousands of years. That unity is known as the field in physics, and the field is that energy that is connecting everything, and it is the field that affects matter. So how do you fit into that equation, and why is that relevant? And what can you do about feeling fear? And so, number one, when an organism is in a stressed state, in a stress response, then it's very difficult to do anything but be in survival. And all of the fluids in the body go to the extremities so that you can defend yourself. And the reptilian brain, really, and the anterior brain is occupied, which is responsible for reactions, quick reactions. And so in our culture right now, with the mass fear and hysteria that is prevalent with most people in the world, having not even their basic needs met, and in the United States, seeing resources dwindle and the fear of the political climate and the world climate, our nervous systems, most people, are in the fear, stress, fight or flight response. And day after day, year after year, living in that state causes a kind of psychological imbalance. And so our healthcare system doesn't help, of course, giving drugs that actually cause a lot of more problems. And so what can we do about this? Well, number one, we need to guard our attention from the news and things like that. We need to be aware, of course, not close our eyes to what's happening, but we need to allow our inner world to get grounded. So we need to, first of all, take our attention and guard it from those things that cause fear and tension in our body to be fed. So people around you in your life that cause a stress response for you, and anything that you are currently doing where you feel more fear after doing it, I invite you to take a fast from that. So bring your attention back inward and come back to your own body. And because that's really all that we can control right now is our own body mind. And so if you're in a fear stress response, guard your attention, bring it back into your body, number one. Number two, get grounded. Get grounded in your breath. Get grounded in your feet. And practice becoming as present as possible and feeling your body. Part of the problem that's going on right now is that everybody's numb. And it makes sense that we're numb. There's a way that being numb has served us, because it's scary to look at what is happening in the world, and in some way it's easier to have a space from it and to feel numb than to dive into the pain that we are causing suffering to ourselves and to the planet. And yet, really what we want to do is the opposite. We want to dive right into our feelings. We want to dive right into our emotions and dive right into the beauty of that. There is such beauty in that. The beauty in that is that really it's our heart that feels the sadness, because we're connected. And so we need to realign with that sadness. We need to let it in. We need to realign with the natural response that our heart has, because we actually do have one heart. There is only one heart. So what is happening in India, in Africa, in Pakistan, in Israel, is happening right where you are, in your own body, in your own living room. There's no separation, and that is the truth. And so we need to realign with the reality of that intelligence. So when we come back into the beauty of the heart, the beauty of our instrument, our bodies are instruments that we can actually tune into and experience what's happening in the world, then it can move through us. It doesn't need to stay stagnant, and we don't have to run from it anymore. And that's where our power is, when we can lean into the emotion, we can lean into really letting the heart break, letting the sadness in, letting the grief happen. That yes, the world is in the state that it is, and really, these are my brothers and sisters that are suffering. And the animals as well, my brothers and sisters, my aunt and uncle. This is the reality. And then we feel connected. So number one, guard your attention, bring it inward. Number two, ground your attention. Number three, open to emotion and become connected to this body and the beauty of that emotion that allows you to bring your freedom back. Have your freedom and lean into the pain and suffering that might be washing over your heart. From that place, when you are in full feeling and coherence and presence, you have the ability to then act. And that's number 4. And the action might be silent and feel. The action might be organize community around you that is loving and kind, and meditate together with the awareness of loving kindness and sending that out. I had a meditation recently where it was spontaneous, and it was from that inner voice. It was from that inner truth that the vision of this meditation came, and it was seeing the prisoners, every prison in the world, and every prisoner, their brain being lit up with loving kindness, unconditional love, forgiveness, and every single prison guard being filled with peace, being filled with compassion, being filled with tenderness. And I literally saw every single body of every prisoner in the world being filled with light, love, presence, forgiveness, and every prison being filled with that. And I can't tell you the joy that brought my heart to see that. And yet it would not have happened if I had not guarded my attention from millions of other things that day that were coming at me. If I had not gotten grounded so I could sit down on my cushion for 5 minutes. And if I had not opened to emotion and the intelligence of emotion and where it was going and where it wanted to really serve, where the light of awareness wanted to go, I would not have taken the action to allow that. And allowing is an action. And so, guard attention, ground, lean into emotion, which is you are an instrument. Let your instrument be cleared by the light of your attention and your awareness, and let your heart be filled with whatever's happening. Let it wash through. When we contract, then nothing can move. When we're emotionally, creativity-wise, when we are spiritually, physically constipated, nothing can flow. We need to let the flow happen. We need to lean into emotion, let it wash over. If you have to allow tears to flow through, let periods of tears flowing through you, because that is real, that's authentic, that is the heart of humanity washing over you. And so it's okay. It's okay if that's happening, but eventually that allowing is going to bring you back into coherence and the intelligence of your instrument to act. So from that place, act and listen. Listen to what your heart is guiding you to do. Listen to what your inner voice is guiding you to do. So those are the 4 ways that we can really honor whatever loneliness, pain, isolation, fear that is happening within us, or numbness, and to come back into our power. And the last thing I want to offer you is that you are whole and beautiful and complete, and you always have been. And there's no way that you cannot be that. And you are a powerful creator. And the sooner that you can forgive your past and forgive any part of you that has forgotten your light and your beauty, the sooner that you can come into the juiciness of your intelligent heart and the wisdom of your soul, the sooner we can move beyond our limitations of the past and the little me, the egoic self, which has served a purpose, and it is beautiful, and it has created all of the circumstances in your life to grow. So if we can honor it and we can come into forgiveness and alignment with the truth of our soul and what we've come here to do, the sooner we can be of service and we can really come together and act intelligently. So I invite you to take self-love and self-care very seriously. For you are a cell within the body of humanity. You are beautiful, you are powerful, you have something to say, you have something to do, you have something to give, and you are not alone. You are never alone. You are connected in every single breath that you take to every living being on this planet. That is the truth. As you inhale, someone else is exhaling. As you exhale, someone else is inhaling. There is this continuum, this fluid flow, this beauty of life that is breathing you, literally. And you can bring your energy in. You can guard your attention from the millions of things that are trying to grab it. And you can ground your energy. You can open to the intelligence of your emotion. You can feel. Your instrument of your body mind can come alive, can come into alignment, which is what it wants to do. Every cell in our body wants to come into alignment. And from that intelligence and that coherence, you can act. And you can get some amazing shit done. So, blessings to you. May you get amazing shit done. May you say yes to the intelligence of your being. And may you say yes to forgiving everything, forgiving your past, and coming into your power. Thank you.